It's the end of an era for the Go Anywhere Jeep Wrangler in Australia. Pretty soon its staple V6 petrol engine is going to be replaced by a Turbo 4. But there's still time for one more drive before we turn the page. So let's hit the road and the off-road and sample 6-cylinder power in the Wrangler one more time. The Wrangler has been on sale in Australia through 4 generations. The current JL arrived in 2018, and since then this traditional 2-door short wheelbase version has been whittled back to only the Rubicon off-roader. The ultimate 5-door Wrangler is far more popular. Logical rivals for the Wrangler Rubicon Shorty are pretty rare. It's almost unique. One reason the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Shorty has so few rivals is its gobsmackingly high price. It's more than $80,000 before on-road costs. Essentially, it's doubled in price over the last 10 years. What you're paying for are the best off-road credentials in the entire Jeep lineup. This particular vehicle also adds some extras: $1,175 premium paint and a $3,835 trail ready pack that includes steel bumpers, black alloy wheels and a forward-facing camera. Typical of Jeeps, the Rubicon's hardtop roof and doors can be removed and its windshield folded flat. Jeep's not that generous with the protection it's offering buyers when it comes to the Wrangler Rubicon. The 5-year warranty is standard fare these days, but the 100,000 kilometre limit is underdone. Service intervals are a similar story. 12 months between workshop visits is fine, but the 12,000 kilometre limit is short. So yep, it's farewell to the Pentastar 3.6 litre V6 petrol engine that's been powering the Wrangler since 2012. In this final iteration, it links with an 8-speed auto and Jeep's Rock Track 4x4 system with low range gearing. It's certainly cosy when you jump in the driver's seat of the Wrangler Rubicon, and overall the cabin has a bit of a sort of an industrial, modern, chunky sort of feel to it, but there's a touch of luxury too. There's leather seat trim and dual zone climate control. If you're tall, you're going to struggle to find a comfy driving position in the Wrangler Rubicon just because the seat doesn't slide back far enough. And good luck finding a comfy place for your left foot as well, because the footwell is very cramped. The Wrangler Rubicon does do things a bit differently with its controls. The power window switches are in the centre stack, and in terms of storage, it's pretty limited with small string nets in the doors and this deep but narrow glove box. There's no shortage of physical hard buttons on the dashboard of the Wrangler Rubicon, and once you get them all sort of sorted in your head, it makes sense. The Jeep Uconnect infotainment system operates efficiently and without too much complexity, but mirroring your smartphone is still going to be the easy way to go. The Wrangler Rubicon sticks with traditional analog speedo and tacho dials in the instrument cluster. There's also a digital readout in the centre which includes a speedo. It's all legible and it all makes sense. The Wrangler Rubicon includes a reversing camera and front and rear parking sensors. Its short length and high viewing position makes it a good vehicle for in-tight manoeuvrability. The safety feature list of the Wrangler Rubicon is a bit limited. For instance, there's no lane keeping assist. Later in 2024, side curtain airbags are being added. The addition of curtain airbags is great news because at the moment there's no airbag protection back here at all. One thing that ain't going to change with the update is the amount of space you get back here. Not much. The Wrangler Rubicon 2-door is a 4, not 5-seater. There are air vents, a couple of cup holders and string nets back here, but that's about it. Access to the boot is via this swing gate and vertically opening window. As you can see, space is minimal unless you fold down the rear bench seat. And yep, it only folds in one piece, limiting its flexibility. If luggage space is a thing for you, then look elsewhere. And what about the driving? Is that a case of look elsewhere as well? Well, let's fire up the Pentastar V6, go for a farewell run, and see what we find. Is this thing a boat or a car? You hit the accelerator and the nose of the Wrangler Rubicon rises like you're about to go for a cruise on the river. Those big tyres make it feel pretty floaty as well. The engine's sharper. In fact, as it goes out of service, it's probably at the top of its form. It's got immediate grunt. There seems to be a gear for every occasion. And the two-door body isn't so heavy that it really retards its progress. It's quite peppy. Handling, not so much. This is a pretty loose and indirect vehicle from way up here to drive, and the tyres don't help with that. They tend to tram track and meander across the road. Got to keep paying attention here. At least the substantial coil spring suspension cushions the ride. There's a soft edge to most impacts generated by rough roads. The Wrangler Rubicon doesn't smother them, but it does smooth them. Those big tyres also play a role in generating lots of road noise. And the blocky body does its bit in contributing lots of wind noise. All of that banishes engine noise to the back of the queue. However, there's no doubt that engine is still working hard. We were averaging 12.5 litres per 100 kilometres before we got to the off-road stuff. So let's talk about off-roading. This vehicle has all the gear you need to get stuck in: an on-demand 4x4 system, ultra-low dual-range gearing, Dana heavy-duty axles, locking front and rear diffs, and even a disconnecting front sway bar. The result is what you'd expect. On this gnarly track, the Wrangler Rubicon is 100% at home. It's got all the assets you need to clamber up and down this stuff. Its small size makes it that much easier to slip between the trees and execute tight turns. No doubt, this is where the Wrangler Rubicon does its best work, out here on the trails. Even though it's being replaced, the engine still stands up as part of an impressive package. But for most of us, most of the time, I can't think of a single reason I'd recommend buying the Wrangler Rubicon Shorty. It's expensive, it's cramped, and it's designed for a very specific driving purpose. Look, if you love the look, but you're not into off-road driving, then don't spend so many of your hard-earned bucks on this vehicle. There are much more sensible and easy to live with vehicles out there. They just don't climb the sides of mountains. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below.